Yay!
Testing.
Okay, so you can see that it's getting our voice stuff.
Sweet. Hello? Oh,
Yeah.
crap, that's bad. Yeah, I have to speak up then. Alright, that's pretty fine.
Well, it still gets you. It just
It
doesn't get you as well
does.
as the snowballs.
Oh, it's gonna be so slow. It's okay. Just put this here. Hey, everybody. How you doing? Midterms hit you yet? Yeah.
Oh, really? Already?
I know, we're game does. We don't get those until after.
My first one is next week.
Sucks me.
My first one was last Saturday.
Saturday?
What?
Like 7 to 10.
Saturday.
Are you a business student?
It's accounting.
Oh, yeah, that's why.
Oh, never
Such a
mind.
dick.
It's alright, guys. I'm gonna delete these because we don't need them. Just make sure I remember what I was doing. Okay, so today we're gonna go over how to make your own brush because they are actually very useful, and because the 30-day art challenge is happening, and soon to be printing your own art on your T-shirt in like a month, right? You want to make some art? It's easier. Here's a brush I made. Right? I call it the hairbrush. Guess what it makes? Yeah. So you can make hair just by going over it over and over at a simple spot. Does it look like hair? I hope it does. Yeah, so I'm gonna teach you how to make something simple as that. Oh, I was drawing on that layer. Oh well, you don't need it. So first steps is to get a white background. So if you open up Photoshop, you want to create a new project, right? And then, hang on. Okay. Chantel, it's recording my laptop screen. How do I get it to record this screen?
Right click on monitor capture.
Okay. Settings. Monitor capture. There's a properties button. Monitor 2. Got it. Oh, now it's working. So we're gonna open up a new file. Basic idea, it's gonna look like this. Something that's a square. And we're gonna have a 300 resolution, RGB 8-bit, and background white. It's important that it's white, for sure, right? So now we got this. We have a background layer. We're not gonna touch that because it needs to stay white. That's why it's locked. And we're gonna make a new layer. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the marquee tool. We're gonna hold down on it. Oh my god, slow computer, slow. And then we're gonna choose the elliptical marquee tool so we can make circles. Right? So you should have a cross on your mouse now. What we also do now is we hold the shift button, draw a little circle. There's a little circle, nothing's in. That's just gonna signify where we're gonna paint now. So what you can do is you can either just take a brush, right? Those are all the custom brushes I've got. Just like paint inside. Oh, my opacity is really low. Just paint it full black in there. Yeah, there you go. It's all black. And it's on that layer. So now what we can do is, if you don't want to have anything selected anymore, just press Control D. And we don't have that selected anymore. Now what we can do is we can tap V, the V key, to move it around. So this, we're going to place it around right here. Now what I'm about to do is going to seem kind of random. It's kind of random, but it's still got some organization to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to tap Control G, Control G. What that does is just makes the same object on another layer. So now we can select it and then move it around. Nope, not that. Here we go. There we go. We can move it around. Now, hopefully you have your guide snapped on by default. If not, then you can go to View, Snap. If it's not, so like the snap just helps you align everything. Helps you align new shapes to, what's on the screen already. So with the snap, what we're gonna do is align it and bring it about halfway down. Put it there. Then we're gonna shrink this sucker, right there. Then you press Enter, and it's shrunk. Now we do the same process. We do Control G, tap V, and I'm gonna zoom in because it's hard to select, and move it around. You don't have to use the mouse to move around. You can also use the arrow keys. And if you hold Shift while using the arrow keys, it moves kind of fast, sort of. Right? That's one option. And here we just grabbed it, and it's so hard to grab. Just grab it. Right, and then move it a little lower, but keep it aligned to the very first circle we made, but bring it to the right side. Right, and then we can make this one a little bigger. Keep it there, tap enter, draws it back. Then we tap Control G to make another one, so we're basically going to be doing this a lot. It's nothing but circles. Oh no, come on, just gotta select it. No. Come on. Did I get it? I got it. Let me just place this one right around here. I'm going to shrink it as well. Just go to the previous one because that seems bigger and easier to grab. Press Control J and bring it to the middle one in between these two. We're going to shrink it too. Alright, tap enter. There's nothing really specific, so I'll just random this because the reason we're making brushes, first let's look at a brush and press B. If you press B, you can look at brushes. So what a brush is just a shape being drawn over and over and over again really, really fast. So that's all these special brushes are. It's just one shape being drawn really quickly. Right, so if we go back to what we were doing before, we are going to make a pattern that we will draw very quickly. So let me just Control J, press V, drag one of them over. Little difficult select. So if it gets difficult, just move around with the arrow keys. Yeah, it'll disappear for a bit, but I'll update to where it should go. Just drag it. Right now, what you want to do is with your brushes, if you can't help it, just try to make circular shape, like not circles for sure, but the entire layout to try to be like sort of circular. So like apply transformation is. So then what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep the pattern I'm making in a bit of a circular space because circles are easier to have opacity and other effects applied to because of their corners not being squares. Just Control V that. Go back to our last selection. I'm gonna shrink it. Move it about here. Yeah, about there. Seems okay. So we're just gonna do that over and over again. A few more. Just for the, like, normally you can have as many as you want. I'm just gonna have this many. I would usually like to have more, but you know, this seems like a good amount for now. So there we go. We got a bunch of circles on our screen, and they're technically not a circle, so I would have added more here, but that's fine. So what we do now is we go to Edit, or actually not Edit, we go to Layer. This thing called Flatten Image. Flatten Image will take all the layers you have currently available that are not locked, and just merge them all together. It's great, you know, easy peasy. Or I guess it does merge all the locked ones. Okay, so it'll do that. So now we have one gigantic image. So what we can do with that image is have it selected in our layers. We go to Edit, right? Define Brush Preset. It's just one button click. So what will pop up is this thing. Sampled brush. Well, it just says brush name. So we got to name this thing. I'm going to call it Test Hair 2. So we just, okay. Oh, so now we look at it. Wow, it is huge. And it doesn't do what I want. It doesn't look like hair, but it's still kind of cool. Actually, yeah. But what we're going to do now is we're going to open up a thing called the brush editors. So if you don't have that on the side, what you can do is you can go to a window, and you can go to brushes, or brush presets. Window, brush, yeah, it's called brush. And it'll bring this up. So right now with the brush selected, we can see that we have options, basic options. We can change the spacing of the brush. But right now what I'm going to do for my hairbrush is bring it like really close. Now it's already starting to look like strands of hair in the preview window. So this preview window will show all changes you make. You change the size, it's really thin, right? At that point it's just a line. We still want it to be a general shape so we can actually see the lines that are being drawn. Now to make this work like hair, we gotta go to a thing called transfer. Transfer is basically how the brush changes as a certain variable changes with it. So our variable, what we're gonna do is we're gonna select the control. Yours will probably on off. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to pen pressure. So the variable that's going to change over time would be the pen pressure. If you don't have a pen, you can still do stylus wheel, so that if you're using a mouse, if you scroll up, it'll fade out. If you scroll down, it'll fade in. I don't know why it's inverse, but for mine it is. It probably isn't for yours, but with the stylus, just scrolling will change the fade color. So because I'm using a pen tool, I'm going to use a pen pressure. Once I turn that on, I go back to my brush. I can set the opacity. I'm going to keep it like that for now. I'm just going to quickly do scratches. Right? You already get some good lines showing up. Now, what I usually do when I draw hair is I set the opacity like 30 and just go over a certain spot over and over again until I got a good hair clump going. So now we got a good brush. Look at that. Looks like hair. So simple. Right? And just like keep making it. We can just What?
Are you able to make it so that the brush orients the way you were going?
Orientation, yeah, for sure. Control, pen pressure. Or pen tilt, actually. I believe it's pen tilt. So if you do that, nope. It's color dynamics, scattering, texture, dual brush, brush pose. That's tilt override. Nope. It's not on shape dynamics, and it's probably
I was thinking of if we were to make a triangle brush.
pen tilt. See. Right, that tilt. Fade, styles, rotation. Oh, initial it's direction. There's the stuff. Got direction. So then if you do that, yeah, it don't look good with the hairbrush because it's kind of changed with the direction. So we just stick with the initial direction, and it should. Yeah, there we go. So now it rotates as you go. So it'll take the direction you're currently going, and it'll match it up. It doesn't look like it's rotating with the preview of the brush tool itself, but it's actually doing that. But that's one way to do it. So that's in shape dynamics, control for roundness and size, and then diameter and angle. Got all those. We also got, yeah, so that's a good amount of hair. Hairbrush is useful, right, guys? Looks kind of useful. Yeah. Go back to shape dynamics. Then transfer. So a lot of these are you can play with. You got scattering, which adds a jitter to it. This is how you can, like, yeah. If you look at the preview, once you check mark it, yeah, that's what it does. Yeah. That's it can be fun, but sometimes you don't need all of them on at the same time. Noise. Just kind of adds like a little roughness to it. So if I want rough hair, which, you know, I could sometimes want, maybe I'm having a bad hair day. Just could. Pen tilt, set this off. Pen pressure, yep. So now I've just got to paint. You know, now you just use your paint skills, your art skills, and you just like draw where you want the hair to go, and then you can go off of multiply, and you can go to screen, and you can add the highlights where you believe you could put them. Right? It's like not over 34 anymore. Just do this. You should see some whites showing up. Vivid light. Whoa, that's not what vivid light does. Oh, I should not be using black for this. Okay. Aha, just paint normally with white. Solution. And just add some highlights in there and then switch back to black. I'm on black? I am on black. Just paint it over and we got hair. We got some nice hair going. So this is one of the brushes you can make, right? Another brush I really found to be super useful was first we're gonna have to make a new project. Yeah. So y'all like the hairbrush? Find it useful? Yeah. Makes realistic looking hair just by doing some quick swipes. It's great. Love it. Alright. Now let's start a new one. Same idea. 5x5 for me. Also, because we just made changes, what I just realized I hadn't taught you guys yet is we gotta save these changes, right? So with all these changes made, if we were to switch back to the brush, all these changes we just made would have been gone. So what you want to do is on the brushes window for editing them, there's this thing right here. If you tap on that, it'll bring up a save thing, so now we can change the name again. Or you can just keep the same name. What I like to do is after I've just said test hair 2.1, I actually like to call it hair. And what am I gonna call it? I'm gonna call it luscious. I don't know how to spell it. Close enough. Hair is luscious. Because it makes luscious hair. I have no clue. So then if we go down, we have 2 brush presets. We got one that's bad without any save changes, and the other one that's good with all the save changes. You can keep both. I usually like to delete the one before afterwards, unless I, kind of want to edit it again. But that's what this thing's for. It's a great tool. Takes some practice to get used to. You don't want to spend too much time making a brush, or else you're not gonna make the art. But same idea. So now now you save the brush. You have the brush saved. It'll be somewhere at the bottom. I believe you can edit those numbers elsewhere. So now we do the same idea. Open a 5x5 again. So we have a white space. White space is necessary because when we're making brushes, what it measures is the difference between black and white. So once we save it, all the black is the actual contents of where the brush will go. So if we were to apply green on the brush, it would only apply to wherever there was black. So that's why when you're making a brush, you only want black and white. Black in where you want the brush to end up, like when you're painting, white for where it to not be afterwards. So now I'm gonna take a basic brush like this. Greatest tool ever that I ever, oh gosh. Yeah, one of the greatest brushes I ever had the joy of making was, go to that, square, alright, feather, I'm gonna make it like 20 pixel feather, right, just gonna do this, and no, I want a bit more feather, I'm gonna put like 50 feather, just like, make a rectangle, right, doesn't have to be exactly in the middle, but it kind of helps if it is. All we have to do is go to edit, stroke, and then this thing pops up. So stroke, basically, all it does is whatever's selected, it will just draw a thin line on the thing that is selected. So we're going to choose a black color, we're going to go like 20 pixels, because I kind of want it to be fat. And putting it on, so when we choose inside, it'll mainly focus on the things on the inside of the selection. Center, it'll do both inside and outside, half and half. Outside, just full outside, 20 pixels from the edge that's selected. So once we do that, we press OK, see what it looks like. Oh gosh, that is hefty bloom. Nope, I do not like that. Go back to that, stroke. Why was it so feathered? It's, normal. 20 pixels, alright. That's so strange. Oh, see, stroke, feather. Alright, now we turn that back to 0. The feather might have been it. Stroke, let's do it, 20 pixels. Why is it being feathered? Stroke. Okay. Well, it's not too bad. If anything, I'm just gonna erase the inside. Oh gosh. Well, actually, that could work. That could be a cooler brush than I made beforehand. Okay. So we're gonna kind of clean up the top edges so we have more straight lines. So the way I'm doing this, I'm holding shift and I'm just going up and down. Alright, so now we get, oh. Yeah, so let go of shift and select another edge. And start erasing again. Get straighter lines, right? That's one way to do it. Just keep go, it's way far. Just do this, get straight lines. This, just erase that, straight lines. And we got a nice looking square. And then I'm gonna take that square, shrink it a bit. Shrink it, put it right about there. And then take a brush. See, that's what I like about the brushes, because then I see that spacing's not good enough, so I just sharpen it up by lowering the spacing. And that's good. Then I can grab that color, set the opacity to like 62. Right. So, anyone want to guess what this will end up looking like once we start painting? No clue? Get rid of that. Kind of want to paint this darker. Alright, let's just paint it black because we want it to be black. By the way, easy selection onto everything at once. Just control and click on that image right there. And then just paint everything really black. Because we want a high contrast between black and white. It's going to be great. It's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. This recording software really makes my computer slow. Love it. Woo! Look at it go. It's about to go. Hey, there it goes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. These mistakes were made. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Okay. I think it's done. Yes? No? Come on. Uh-huh. Yeah? Yeah? Spinning wheel's still there, so it's not done yet. But yeah, so what I'm trying to do right now is I'm gonna make a chain brush. So brushes can be used to make this more than textures. They can also be used to make patterns. So you know how like chains, they kind of have a link going. Oh, this is a terrible marker. Someone just tell me when that blue thing stops spinning. If it doesn't, I'll kill it. Damn it! Did we run out of usable markers? Why are people drawing stuff? Alright. So you know how chains are kind of like this, and then they do that, and then they go like this, and they do that, right? It's kind of thing I want to go for right now. I want that chain effect. Oh my god, are you serious? Can I like end the process? I kind of want to just kill Photoshop right now. Oh, computer, don't die. Chantel, what do I do if I kill my computer? The broadcast system and Photoshop. And then Skype, Steam, Battle.net, OneNote, Slack, a picture, Google Chrome, and a folder. Okay, let's kill the Chrome first, or whatever I can open. Let's open the task manager. We're gonna kill Chrome. Bye-bye. We're also gonna kill Slack. Did I just kill Photoshop? I hope I didn't. We're gonna kill... OneNote. We're gonna kill Skype, because nobody likes Skype. Oh, I think we're good. Oh, I finished. Woo! Okay. I did it. I think we're good. So we go back. Now we start. Alright, so now we got this pattern looking thing. We're gonna go to layer. We're gonna flatten the image like last time. And we got this kind of shape going on. And what we do is we go to image, or I mean edit, define brush preset. I'm gonna call this test chain. Or even better, 2 chains. For sure. It's even better. So now, oh, would you look at that? It's alright. So now we can test this thing out. We're gonna go to the, open this up again. The spacing matters. Now here's what we're gonna do. See this little circle here? What we can do is we can rotate it. And then increase the spacing. Right, just dragging it. Oh look, it kinda looks like chains. Got some chains going there. Oh. So like if I were to go in this direction, alright, let's reduce the size too. So if I were to go in this direction, it works. If I were to go down, it doesn't. So it's not gonna work. I don't want that. What we gotta do is we gotta go to dual brush, right? No, it was not dual brush. Oh wait, these are the cool stuff. I'll show those later. We're gonna go to go to the transfer. No, not transfer. Color dynamics, dual brush, texture, scatter, shape dynamics. Right. So size jitter, minimum diameter, angle jitter, roundness jitter, angle jitter. So the angle, how's it gonna change? We want it to go with the initial direction. Or the direction. What the flip? Oh, I guess I wasn't supposed to rotate it. Hang on. There we go. Don't rotate it. Just set, if you want to just set degrees hard, just, 90 degrees. And it'll, yeah. So I wasn't supposed to rotate it. So now, hopefully when I paint, oh my god. 2 chains! Done. I can make it chains. And then here's the thing. The best part about making your own brushes, black and white. Brown, oh, it's a horrible color. Give me a, I'm gonna fix that. Purple chains! And then, like, the cool stuff, the really cool stuff is when we go into the color dynamics. Oh, alright, I'm about to get a little excited, so we're gonna go to hue, jitter, or saturation. So hue, saturation, and brightness. I remember we talked about these in the previous classes. I'm gonna go over them slightly. Hue is this slider. So when we increase the jitter to 100%, we are literally going anywhere we want. This is, like, as we paint, it's just going wherever a flip it wants. Pride, guys, pride. Don't discriminate. Oh, it looks like party favors now. So now we're gonna set that down. Now if we go to saturation jitter, we're gonna go anywhere. If we set that to 100, we're going anywhere in between these two colors, the white and the selection of the current hue. So we do that, it's gonna go in between white and purple. Oh snap! Right? That's saturation jitter. Now if we go to brightness jitter, it's gonna go between black and purple, just like that. Oh, hang on. Let's choose yellow. Here we go. Black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah. So we got chains. So color dynamics, real cool stuff. We got some chain brushes. Let's do that. Like, this was mainly because I had to draw a guy who was in chains a lot. So instead of trying to draw chains, I made a chain brush and made my life easy. Right? Just like that. He's covered in chains, just make circles of chains. You just draw him sticking out of that. Well, yeah, this is that's another brush that's really cool. So far I taught you guys how to make a hairbrush that makes hair, and a chain brush that makes chains. You can literally make any brush you want, right? It's like you just got to think about it. The underlying pattern that's going to be repeated over and over again. What do I want? So one of the things we could look into, one of the most useful things ever in life, is a thing called a soft brush. It is that one brush that you use to make soft and fluffy textures. It's great. So how do we make a soft brush? Well, what's the softest thing you guys can think of right now?
Clouds.
Okay, anything else? Cotton. Yeah. So basically clouds, softest thing ever. They just look soft, right? So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna find a cloud from the internet. Yes, Amy, I'm teaching you how to make a cloud brush.
Yay!
We're gonna look for clouds. Alright, we're gonna look for clouds. Just gonna bring this thing over. Clouds. Ad block, go away. Alright, look at all these clouds. Look at them. Oh, so fluffy. Oh god. Oh, that's way too fluffy. So what you want is like a singulated cloud because you don't want too much of a mess, right? So this is, look, they got these clouds, like they were asking us to make brushes out of these clouds. Just look at them, they're set for us. I didn't even know these existed. Wow. Wow. Oh my god. Oh, perfect cloud right there. That's it, that's the one. That's the one. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna, see that purple thing? That's not gonna be good, so we're gonna have to edit that out. So we're gonna copy this image. Right? We're going to go to Photoshop. We're going to create a new file. Same idea. We're going to go back to the inches, 5x5's greatest thing ever. Oh yeah, don't forget to save that chain brush. You can keep it if you want. That's like one of my useful stuff that I really love to use. Always gotta love it. And yeah, and it's 300 resolution. And RGB, white, yeah, okay. And when we just like control, you know what the paste button is, right? I hope you guys do, because it's Control V if you didn't. Look, it's a cloud. It's a little tiny, it's a happy cloud. And we're just gonna expand this to fit the screen right now. Oh, look how look, gosh, that's, oh, you know what? I think that works in our favor. So now what we want is contrast between black and white. Whatever is white, whatever is black is what we're gonna paint on. Like when we actually use the brush, whatever is white is what will not be painted when we apply colors, anything else. So this purple's got to go. Just no, just get out of here. So we just take a brush. Right. I guess I could just save the brush. Oh look, I didn't save it, and now it's back to this weird shape. So, yeah, it's not. Or whatever. You guys know how to save now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shrink this brush because it would cover the cloud if I didn't. Paint that out, and just you know, cover if you feel like there's like any impurities in the picture. You just want blacks and whites. That's it. Now. Here's the best part. We're going to go to image, layer, flatten. Now, it should be a thing. I forget. I can't remember if they moved where the invert button is, but it shouldn't be moved, right? Pardon? Adjustments. Yeah, it should have been in here, right? There's a bunch of hues, colors, and all that. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's still in there. Hey, look, we got a white background with a black brush of a cloud. It's amazing. So, you know, same idea. Same idea. Just define the brush preset. We're going to call it... It's so fluffy. That's the brush name. Hey, look! It's a cloud. Now, we're going to hide that for a second. We're going to hide this for a second. We're going to open up a new thing. We're going to give it a background of white, because, you know, white. We're going to paint using the cloud. So what happens? What do you think is going to happen once I start painting? Oh, let's not use green. That's an ugly color. Let's use a good, you know, orange. Just like sunset. It's almost Valentine's Day, so... Oh, what is that? It's a cloud! It's a cloud! Oh! Look at that. You got that soft feel going on at the bottom. Right around there. Yeah, so like now we can go back to this and we can go to the noise. Gotta love it. There's a cloud. You just made a cloud. That's it. Cloud! Cloud! You can try cotton candy. Doesn't work as well though. I've tried. So now we can go to the textures if we wanted. So we can go to these. We can give the cloud a little roughness. It looks ugly now. But that's not the only texture you can use. We can use bubbles. Those are default, so don't use these. Oh god, oh. Don't use the, you can basically take whatever textures you find, right? Usually you want to source these textures, don't just steal other people's pictures, it's not nice. You gotta do it, you know, nicely. So we got bubbles, so let's not use textures, they look ugly. Whoa, what did I just do? Brush? Brush, where'd you go? Oh, I went to zoom. So, best thing now is a scatter. This is how I kind of make, this is how I like to make sparkles, you know? Because sparkles are a thing in life. They exist. Don't tell me they don't. I know they do. So, scattering, basically, you know how when we paint, we're just drawing the same shape over and over again? Scattering, we're just going to offset it up and down a bit from its original position. So we go to scatter. We're going to increase how many scatters we're going to want. We can also do the intensity of the scatter, right? And then we can also do the count jitter and stuff so that when we start painting, oh god, that's not a good way to show it off. We can go shrink it first, right? About this size. Start painting. Oh, scattered. Yeah, but this is supposed to be a soft cloud brush, so we're supposed to keep it relatively big. But you know, scatter is a thing. Brushes are, oh god, that's a huge amount of scatter. Just put it back there. Ta-da! Soft brush. Now, usually when I use a soft brush, I usually go to the, oh wait, before I forget. We gotta not delete this brush. We gotta save it. Ah! Where'd it go? Where's the button? Oh. Wrong menu. Here it is. Gotta save this brush. It's so fluffy. I'm gonna die. Who's seen the movie? Yeah, y'all know. It's so fluffy, I'm gonna die brush. 473. There's a way to change those numbers. I can't remember how. Oh, I think the numbers are just the default size. Okay. So like when we use soft brushes, I like to mainly use them for smudging, because smudging. Let's go to that brush. Smudging. Right. Oh God. This was a mistake. I forgot. I'm so sorry. But you can see the effect, right? Oh, you can see but you can see how it softens colors between each other. Oh, I'm gonna stop doing that. All right, but you can see that when you have two colors and you want to merge them and you want to add a soft feel to them, yeah, you can blend between them and it'll create a soft outline. You can also create hard brushes. When you see something, what do you think is like a hard texture? A hard texture, soft. What do you think is a soft sandpaper? Actually, kind of grainy, but yeah, it's kind of hard. Hard textures, you can probably just make a shape and then just color. By the way, there are a bunch of brushes already available to you in Photoshop in whatever API you are using. You got your like grass brush. Let's make it bigger. Look at that grass. Oh crap, it's still on blur sponge. Oh God. Oh. Oh no. That looks kind of cool. Oh. Oh no. My CPU's at 97%. Oh! Oh! It's still going! It's still going! Well, why didn't it go that far? I swear! Well, you can see the effects, right? You can quickly get textures onto your flat colors using different brushes. Oh, it stopped! Yes! Never touch that again. You can use the smudge tool if you want, just don't do it when you're broadcasting. Unless, you have a better computer, then by all means. Wow, that looks so much better on that screen. No, it doesn't actually. Give me a sec. Oh, what did I make? Okay. Alright, so that was me, just giving you some, tips on how to make a brush. The most useful brush is probably your hair and fur. Hair and fur, you don't want to try to draw that, just use a brush. Just use a brush, it's great. Right? And if you don't know how to make a certain texture, I will show you a site where you can get nothing but free brushes they're just free. I used to make brushes, but nowadays I don't have time, so I'm gonna just you guys made this brush already, right? And we just go to this site. The site is called Brush Easy. Great place. There's many other sites, but I like to use this one just because, yeah. So welcome to Brush Easy. You got samples right away. Right, look at that. Wet PS brush, Halloween, rain, eyes, brushes meant for eyes. Look at all these brushes. And you can just search. I'm going to search up fire. Because fire is a great brush to have. Whoa, what is that? No. So now look at this. We got some fire. You just gotta look through it. And then whenever I say premium, you gotta pay for them, so don't get your hopes up. But if the free brush is still great, fire. Fire is great. Love it. It also tells you how to implement them. Real smoke. Oh my gosh, that looks beautiful. It's amazing. So look, then they tell you maybe used for commercial artwork, no credit required, work with Photoshop 7 or newer. Oh, I have Photoshop 6, I wonder. Alright, so I might not be able to use that. But yeah, so you can download them right here. Go to free download. Free download. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. I believe that you're not installing cookies at the same time, for sure. Probably not doing that. I hope. If you get cookies, I'm sorry. Let's be real, more than 80% of the things on the internet will give you cookies. Look at that. So it comes in a zip. I'm gonna open when done, because it's done. What it will give you is an interlink link to how to install, if you don't know how to install the brush. Oh wait, can't see that. Alright, here we go. So it'll give you a download large brushes. That's a link, by the way. It'll also give you a how to install. In a tutorial, how to use the color brush itself, and this is the actual brush data. Where does this thing go? Now, This would have been faster, but I apparently messed with my settings a while back. So we're gonna go to the how to install thing. Well, thanks, man. Thanks. You're wonderful. So what we can do is we can go to Documents. This is actually, you have to go through your installs. If we quickly go to Photoshop, and we quickly go to the brushes, right? And we quickly go to a brush tip, right, thing. Go to it, right? Right click on it. Right click. I know you do something. Don't lie to me. Right click. Alright, there's a gear button when you're switching brushes. You can basically go to, we're gonna go to load brushes. It'll bring us up to this thing. Where am I? I don't know. So we see we're in the brushes section. This is where we want to put our brush. So we gotta go to our local disk, our program file 86, Adobe Photoshop CS6, presets, brushes, and then pop it in there. So let's do that. Can't remember that all, so it's like program, local, program, Adobe, preset, brushes. Hopefully that's easier than it looks. So let's go back to that file explorer. We're gonna go to the documents. We're gonna go to our PC. We're gonna go to our local disk. We're gonna go to our, oh, I already forgot the steps. Damn it. Program 86. Thank you. We're gonna go to Adobe. I hope. Gonna go to Adobe Photoshop. We're gonna go to presets. We're gonna go to brushes. Then just pop them in there. So we're gonna pop the real smoke. We're gonna pop that real. Oh gosh. We're gonna. Hang on. Hard select. Make that smaller. We're gonna pop that real smoke. Go like copy. We're gonna go to paste it here. Do you need to provide? Yeah. Okay. I'm the admin. Let it go. All right. Now we got real smoke 657 whatever. So now we go back to here. We're gonna go to this gear. We're gonna go to load brushes. Now, oh, there it is. You're gonna load real smoke. Load. Now find it. Oh, look at all those. Oh, so many. That might have been a mistake. So many. The flip. Yeah. Okay. So at this point, I would have. Yeah. That's why people like. If you're a nice person, you will provide tutorials on how to use these brushes. Because like, even though they look cool in the picture, how they made it is very important using these brushes. How does this look? God, mistakes! Let's not use that brush, but basically that's how you can do it. Brush Easy, great place. It's great place to get brushes. You can try to make your own brushes. I still think the hairbrush turned out a lot better than when I tried it the first time. I don't know why it looked better than when I tried it alone. It's great. I'm thanking you guys. That's about it. Is any brushes you like or textures you think you want to know how to make? Anything specific? Curious about? Water or watercolors? Oh, you mean the texture of a watercolor? Yeah. Let's see. Watercolors are plated with white because the water evaporated. Oh, it's 4:40. I got a lab in 10 minutes. Let's see if we can quickly do that. Oh my god. This was a mistake. Oh, jeez. No. Yeah, that was a huge mistake. Oh god. Anyway, so those are our brushes. Now watercolors, we gotta look at them. Always look at what you're trying to make. Watercolors. Images. I can spell, thank you. Look at these watercolors. Oh my god! Oh, actually I wouldn't even use a brush for watercolors technically. If you wanted to make a watercolor effect, what you can do is I don't know if we've ever taught this to you yet. Well, we'll teach it now. So I'm gonna take that orange color, just paint. It's horrible. Just gonna paint. Now, where the flip did my... Oh, okay. So my layers are gone. Hey, Amy, how do I bring my layers back? Oh, Amy's disappeared. What did I do to you? Alright, window. Where's the layers? Layers. There you go. Oh. So basically we have a color of orange, right? So instead of making a brush for watercolor style, what we can do is double click on the layer outside the name, outside the picture, just on the layer. We bring up the layer styles menu. What? What? God. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Cannot record and do this at the same time. It's risky. So this is a great thing actually. So we can go to distance, size, opacity. Let's go back to the color. Photoshop. Let me give it a contour. Bevel's low. Contour up. Yeah. And then texture. You can get sort of an idea of how water or paint would show up. Yeah. Watercolor brushes are really hard because watercolor is random, very random. But yeah, there's layer styles for that. Bevel emboss makes it pop out. Yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty bad. I'm trying to make it. It's pretty bad. The bevel emboss, opacity for the white. Ooh, that's horrible. Depth. Chisel hard. Chisel soft. Emboss. Yeah, layer styles would probably be your best choice for trying to get watercolors. Because actually making watercolor brush. Because watercolors themselves in real life is one of the hardest styles to actually do. For sure. Yeah. That's about it for my time. How goes 30-day art challenges, people? You didn't start?
Oh, I forgot to post it.
Oh, you forgot to post it. Okay. Well, Chantel will probably tell us about how strict the rules are this semester, if there are rules. I don't know if there's rules. Oh, there's rules. I should pay.
Posted. Rules are online.
All right, I should pay attention to the meetings.
Actually, if you go to Tumblr thingamabob, you can go and look at them.
Tumblr.
The rules.
The thingamabobber.
The thingamabobber rules. It's
Tumblr.
totally a thing. Are you still recording?
Oh, I am. Do you want me to keep that up?
Nah, put it over.
Okay, how do I stop?